Man, welcome back to the Fake Stuff Podcast. We are back at it again. Craft Man in the building. What's going on, Craft Man?
Oh man, nothing much. Just been working like crazy. We got that new Dynasty League going. I know everybody's kind of excited about that. So I'm ready to get to draft and doing a startup draft, and that's kind of what we're doing tonight. We're gonna try to hit up a little startup mock and see what this thing's looking like. Get a little practice in a little bit.
Yeah, it's like Craft Man said. We started up a whole Dynasty League for these guys. Basically, we tried our best to get as many new people as possible. So if you ever listening to this podcast and you want to come play fantasy football with us, man, dude, just hit us up, man. We always trying to make it work where people can play the fake stuff with us. So we set up a Dynasty League, and if I'm correct, I'm gonna say we have um, 8 first-time players or something. Couple of couple of guys who've played before, and then obviously me and Craftman got a team up in there. So a lot of new guys, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you good, Craftman?
Oh yeah, I was trying to my headphones disconnected for a second. So, but I heard everything you said. It was just kind of going back and forth between the computer and my headphones. So I was like trying to figure out where it was coming from. I kind of got lost there for a minute, but yeah, like we got you said we got all the new guys in there, ready to start it up. And I told you before the episode, we might need to just do a podcast one day, just kind of explaining all the terminology to people, because I get one of my buddies, I'm like, hey, you want to join this Dynasty League? And then I'm like, it's super flex, it's tight end premium, you got to do this and that.
Right.
And I know he's just sitting there on the other side of the phone like, what in the hell are you talking about? You sound like the biggest nerd on earth.
Yeah, that I do agree with that. Like when all these guys that honestly, everybody that we've invited to this league, all redraft players. So they're used to doing certain things a certain way, redraft wise. There's just a little bit of things just are a little bit different dynasty wise. You know what I'm saying? So I agree. Terminology, even like when you're drafting and how you're drafting, like that, it's just a lot of stuff. Anyway, by the way, though, me and Craftman, we did an episode, Startup Mock Draft, and the first one was our attempt to do a 1-year punt. So check out that team was stacked too, though, so we would have won anyways. But a 1-year punt, this one right here, how to win. We're going to straight up try to draft guys to help us win this thing right from the first year, because that's one thing about Dynasty. When you do these Dynasty startups, like, you can take these different paths, like, we talk about it, and I mention it all the time. Craftman's guys, a lot of Craftman's guys, they like to go for it right from the jump. You know what I'm saying? But I have a group of guys that I play with. I mean, them motherfuckers don't mind doing the rebuild thing. So, or starting young, getting draft picks. So there's all kinds of different ways to go about dynasty startups. Today we're gonna win this thing. How to win now? Maybe more of a veteran approach to our situations, but Craftman, anything you'd like to add?
So pretty much just drafting the team that I would normally draft. I mean, um,
Yeah.
I got Levi on my squad, so you already know what direction we're probably headed. Like I like to win now. Levi's on another level of win now. Like I don't care what we look like in a year. We're gonna win now, and we're gonna draft the players that we want to get, and we don't mind if we're gonna have to reach for them. So that's kind of what we're gonna do. I can't wait to see you and Noah go at it, because I just want to see what y'all do with Jameson Williams and players like that y'all disagree on. Like it's just gonna be funny, going back and forth, doing that co-commissioner thing.
Yeah, just a little give and take, But I know me and Indy B, we're going to kill that shit. But real quick, before I move on, hey, we don't ask for much around here, Craft Man. Just share the show. That's all we ask. Me, the Craft Man, Swizzy, Indy B, a lot of these guys putting in a lot of work. So, we're at least going to ask you to share the show. But for everybody who has been listening, man, thank y'all so much. Me and Craft try to say it every episode. Thank y'all. But, hey, Craft Man, I'm ready to dive on in if you're ready to dive in.
Let's do it. Let's go ahead and start this thing. So let's see. Here at the 101, we got Jaden Daniels again. It seems to happen almost every single time nowadays. But obviously, you're going to lead the unicorn here, Josh Allen. You got to take him at the 102 and go ahead and get that super flex situation figured out. See what kind of happens from here. Look at us, Matt. You can actually see it on the screen.
Yeah, for those out there, check us out. If you're listening on the podcast, thank y'all, Spotify, Apple. But if you want to see what the board's looking like, check us out on YouTube. We up here making picks. You can see the whole board. So holler at us on YouTube if you want a visual of all that. But yeah, Craftman, off the board, Jaden Daniels. Then we go Josh Allen. Guys like Brock Bowers, Chase, Bijan, Burrow off the board. So what are we looking at? What are we looking like right here? Let's see. We'll get it back around to us real quick. Craftman, so we start off Josh Allen. We trying to win now.
Okay, so right here, what are you thinking right here? I'm Saquon went. You got man, let's go to receiver because go ahead and get that receiver. I don't know, man. I think it's easily Nico Collins for me.
Yeah.
Where you at?
You know where I stand. It's either Drake London or Nico to me, and I kind of feel the same about both of them. So either way, I would hope it would be nice if they just came right back to us. You know what I'm saying? On the
you think one of the two will fall at tight ends? Sam Laporta. We're not really thinking that. It would have to be Bowers or McBride for me to even think about taking a tight end right there.
I agree.
So, and then quarterback Caleb Williams. I'm out. I can't believe Cam Ward's this high. That's crazy. So is Hampton? You want to go Nico here?
I say we go Nico.
All right, let's do it. Going Nico.
All right, so me and Craftman, we're going to go Josh Allen, Nico. So Drake London didn't come back to us, and Caleb Williams is off the board. So that team one ahead of us got a young team, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams. So Craftman, we staring at guys like, your boy McHonky is right there. If you want to get that running back, that rookie running back where we talk about, you want the Chargers running back, Amari Hampton is at the top. But, there's guys like Marvin Harrison. If you want to go quarterback, Jordan Love. I would say let's wait on a quarterback because I'm of the opinion now these days, or right now, in startups and everything I look at, I think there's some good value at quarterback in dynasty startups right now. I don't think people have to just straight up go quarterback from the jump if they don't want to approach that thing, which, heck, I don't think – I can't even recall really doing that too much with you guys anyways in recent memory. So I will say this, though, Craftman. I'm kind of starting to get a little high on guys like Marv, but Bo Nix right there and McHonky's right there. So I feel like we got a little decision to make. What you say, Craft?
I think it's between Marv. From what you said, we're probably going receiver here. Bo Nix would be a little bit of a reach at this point, I feel like. You gave your 2 cents on the quarterback. So it's between Marv and Ladd. Do you take the guy who had the better rookie season, or do you take the guy who's the prospect? And that's kind of what it comes down to. So I'm going to let you make this pick because I'm fine with either. I got them pretty much back-to-back in my rankings. So,
yeah.
One thing we could think about is Herbert is already gone. So maybe later we can get the collar stack. If we get Marv, that could be something that we could approach from a different angle.
Yeah, I say we roll with Marv. Let's go for that upside. Upside's going to win you championships. I know you like your boy McHonky, but we're going to So me and the Craftman, we started off Hurts, Nico, and Marvin Harrison, who is this generational talent. So we see how it works.
We got Allen. We got Josh Allen.
Yeah, what did
not Hurts. Hurts.
My dumb
Jalen
ass.
Hurts.
Yeah, this is
They
coming
both
from a
start with
guy.
J.
I have zero Josh Allen in my life. Like I never have Josh Allen. All these other guys I'll be having, but
He's too close. He goes too high. If you're not the first or second pick in Superflex, and then we're not in the redraft, we're not taking a quarterback that early. So
right.
um, it's just very hard to get them. You have to be drafting at the very top of your draft. So
Right.
what are we looking at here? So Purdy went, Laporta, T. Higgins. I would have loved to get T. Higgins, but he didn't make it back. It's kind of my guy right now. Don't know how it
Yeah.
happened, but I grew on T. Higgins.
Shoot. So when we looking at guys like there's a bunch of running backs in the mix, like JT, Kyron Williams, and then we got James Cook up in the mix. Judkins is up in there, but then we got quarterbacks like Baker,
Jacobs.
T. Law. Yeah, Jacobs is in the mix. So I don't mind if we're in win now mode. I don't really mind if we swing a running back, but you know how I feel about Jonathan Taylor. I don't really feel. I feel like he's the most overrated dynasty asset there can be. So I would take Kyron over JT, and I'd probably take. Ooh, I don't know. That one's tough. But what are you thinking? I mean, I still think there's value at running back. If we wanted to go a position player, we could roll like that again.
I don't mind drafting one of these running backs here. The team one has two quarterbacks already, so we don't have to rush and grab our quarterback with Baker here, or Jared Goff or one of these guys. So I'm on the side. We'll go ahead and get our star-studded running back. I'm looking at the wide receivers. I like Odunze, but if I want to give myself a really big chance to win coming year one, which is what I would do if this was our real draft, I don't think I'd be drafting Odunze here. I think I'd be drafting Kyron Williams probably.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you because of all these running backs that are on this list right here. Unless you wanted to go Judkins, I never am opposed to these rookie running backs. Like I don't want to draft them high, but these rookie running backs pop off, and if you want the longer shelf life, but I'm with Kyron the whole way. That dude's going to bring us a bunch of points every week. I always say he's the main star of that offense. Anyways, I feel like it runs through him. So Kyron Williams. So we start off Josh Allen, Nico, Marv, Kyron, and now we sitting here. None of them quarterbacks are going off the board. So I mean, if you wanted to drive a quarterback, and I know we got guys like Chase Brown down there, Josh Jacobs right there. If you wanted to double up on RB and punt the quarterback another round,
Yeah.
So
Odunze's still there.
see, to me, Dunze is like if we get somebody like Marv, I don't even want to try to get somebody like a Dunze and
You're right.
Have to count on two guys of upside plays and Marv obviously has a higher upside than Odunze. Well, in my opinion. So, all right. Well, we're looking at crap, man. Did you want to slide us a quarterback?
It's between, for me, I think it'd have to be between Baker and probably Chase Brown or Jacobs.
Yeah. I was saying Chase Brown. I say we go Chase Brown. If you start off that year with Kyron and Chase Brown in your lineup, I mean, you're definitely trying to win now. But I do
still got some young assets with Nico and Harrison. Kyron's not old, so it's not like we're just building this Derrick Henry, Mike Evans type team right here. So, not bad.
I will say this, and we're going to, we're recording a couple episodes tonight. We'll talk about some running backs, but, you take kind of a risk with these running backs going a little high because we were looking at the ADPs of last year. Like some of these guys straight up fall off a cliff value-wise, and, sometimes it just happens that way. So I feel like it is risky to take running backs. But if you want to win and you knock these running backs out, it could pay off big time. So guys like Derrick Henry, Caleb Johnson off the board, George Pickens, Zay Flowers. So we're staring at pretty much we staring at a little bit of this and a little bit of that, Kraft man. So we got Josh Allen, Nico, Marvin Harrison, Kyron, and Chase Brown.
Man, the quarterbacks have fell off a cliff.
Sure have.
But like I said, I mean, I said it last time. I'll say it again. Pay attention to all the teams that have two quarterbacks, and I see a couple teams with three. I see a couple teams with two. I think I see all teams with at least two. So the way I would approach this is to just wait and wait and wait. I don't think anybody's in a real draft. I don't know what this mock draft is going to do, but nobody's taking their third quarterback before all these position players in a real draft. So if everybody's sitting there with two, I would probably wait another round. But, I mean, right here, me and you both love Jordan Addison. So, and Team One has two quarterbacks. So I think Addison's got to be the top on the list.
Oh yeah.
And I see George Kittle down here a little bit too, but maybe he can make it another round.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna roll Jordan Addison here in the 6th round.
Is that what you like there over the running backs too?
Yeah, I mean the only one I could think of, if you think Terry McLaurin's gonna have another good year, a veteran wide receiver, help us win now, I could see an argument for Terry McSee. I just think me and you think Addison's going to be pretty good. Well, I think Addison will be pretty good this coming up year. So it's just tough. I would say between Addison and Terry, but I would roll Addison.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one with Addison. We got to depend on J.J. McCarthy. Hopefully he's the guy. So Team One didn't take a quarterback again. So I want to ask you, Matt, how would you roll here? We desperately need a second quarterback, but if you were looking at this in a real draft and you did see all these teams that have their quarterbacks, would you not risk it and go ahead and get a starter right here? Because there's not many left.
I do understand that, but we would be.
That's a risky proposition.
Yeah. It's risky, but we do have the best quarterback on our team. You know what I'm saying? So it feels like we could probably patch it up, that number 2, and get some production somewhere. But, yeah, I mean, it would be Tua. Well, really, I'm looking at this list right here, and I'm just looking at Dolphins players. So we got Tua and Waddle, and then I see Tyreek Hill there. And I was just wondering what you think about Tyreek Hill, because we would be getting him in the 7th round. I mean, this was a dude in redraft who was going in the top 3 just last year, and there was rumors about him being hurt. I mean, I don't know. I mean, 7th round. I know Tyreek Hill's got that shelf life on there too, but I don't even know, how do you even feel about Waddle and Tyreek Hill, period?
I like Tyreek Hill here, but if you scroll down a little bit, you got Mike Evans down here too.
Okay.
And Mike, I think me and you both would probably take Evans over Tyreek, right?
I do agree with that. But I will say this: it does feel like Tyreek Hill could possibly have that upside higher if it best case scenario. I don't know if I feel that way.
That was kind of tough. And looking at Kit, we can reach and get Kittle here. We got Hawkinson on the board at tight end if we want to get our tight end. So I'll let you make this selection, man. If we're passing on QBs, we should probably go with these veteran wide receivers or a tight end here, is my opinion. But I'll let you make this decision.
Man, I'm gonna say I think Tua is kinda in the mix for me. And Tyreek Hill and Waddle, man. I mean, that's really where I kind of stand. I've had my things to say about Waddle, but it's with Waddle and Tyreek Hill. I do feel like their upside is pretty high, especially with some of these guys around here. I mean, these guys around here, like Ayuk's over there, some of these older running backs, like none of these guys got upside like Waddle and Tyreek in this area. So
I went Tyreek.
All right, we roll with Tyreek. Hey, in the worst case scenario, Tyreek Hill, he's our 4th receiver, so it's, I feel pretty stacked.
That receiver room is looking pretty good right now. Looking at Nico, Marv, Addison, Tyreek. coming through there. And like I said, I mean, it looks like it's happening. No QBs coming off the board until you just went ahead and drafted one with that pick. But no QBs off the board. So that's one thing you got to pay attention to when you're drafting. And I know it's a mock draft, but right here, got to go QB. We can't wait. We can't wait again.
Yeah.
We might as well. I mean,
hey, and I don't even mind this. I'm not saying we've been the highest on Justin Fields, but I don't know, man. That gut feeling, crap, man. That gut feeling starting with the Jets this year. I don't know, man. I just think him and Garrett Wilson might get it rolling. So, hey, Justin Fields has a lot of upside. He has a lot of downside, but he has a lot of upside too. So I feel like we kind of played it right. Our wide receiving room is stacked. So
our running back room looks good.
And our running back room is stacked. And our quarterback, we got the best quarterback in the league. So we're winning now. There ain't no doubt about it. So now, I mean, it gets to the point where we just going to have to address the tight end position at some point. And
Kyle Pitts is on the board.
Whew, good Lord.
I want to look at these. I want to look at these running backs right quick. Try to see if there's any diamonds in the rough down here. Got Pacheco. What do you think about Pacheco coming off the injury? You think he reclaims that spot over in Kansas City, or is it going to be one of them things? They drafted Brashard Smith. They didn't really go out and get a early round running back. So Pacheco could be just fine coming into next year. Yeah. I think there's a lot of worry about what he's going to be. But it seems like if he's healthy, that there's no doubt he's going to be their starting running back come week one. So it could just be a easy pick. I mean, he was going so high in redraft last year. He was going really high in dynasty drafts, and he broke his leg, and he looked like he broke his leg last year.
Exactly. So, yeah, I agree. I think it's more probable than not he gets that starting job back, and they didn't really. He survived the draft once again survives the draft. So yeah, Pacheco as our third running back. I just know your boy Jaden Higgins is right there. I know we ain't in now team, but I say we roll.
I like Pearsall too.
Yep, I agree. I seen that too. Pearsall.
You gonna roll Pacheco?
Yeah, let's go Pacheco, man.
Okay, we'll go Pacheco there. Jaden Higgins goes right after Pacheco. That team 3 is just a genius team. One of the smartest teams that I've seen. Look at Team 4 stacking up the wide receivers. They got Olave, Pickens, Metcalf, Travis Hunter, Jaden Reed, the jersey I'm wearing tonight, Luther Burden. They're really stacking up the wide receivers. I've seen a lot of teams take that approach, too, in Dynasty, for sure. No running backs.
Yeah. I've done it myself, really. Heck, in our startup that we just did with all those guys, I went wide receiver. Now I got wide receiver for days. I need some running backs. But all right, Crab Man, real quick, I just want to recap it because we went Josh Allen, Nico, Marv, Kyron, Chase Brown, Jordan Addison, Tyreek Hill, Justin Fields, Pacheco. We are stacked, and if you want to see it, please check us out on YouTube. You can view the whole board. But yeah, Craft Man, now we're getting into that area where the person that I'm kind of high on, for some reason, if you told me I had 2 years of Devontae Adams with Stafford, I mean, did Stafford go off the board yet, Craft?
I love it.
Has he already gone?
Let's see. No, Stafford's still here. Stafford's still here. I mean, we could really, if you wanted to, because Justin Fields kind of a shot in the dark a little bit. We could get a stack. I don't see no problem with Adams. I think Adams should be up there with Mike Evans where he was. And Mike Evans, trying to see where Mike Evans ended up going. He went 2 rounds earlier. So I don't really see that much difference in getting Adams right here. I think that's a very solid pick in the 10th round. He's going to be wide receiver 2 at the least next year if he stays healthy. So easy pick.
Devontae Adams, he's our wide receiver 5, but he's most likely going to be in our lineup week 1, I would say. Well, maybe it just depends on how deep the league is, but
He
I would
probably
still
he
say,
probably will.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, now we
Yep.
sitting here right here, Kraft, where I would probably go Stafford. I know we got a tight end problem and Jake Ferg's right there, but I could
We don't
I was
draft
a big
tight ends, man.
yeah I was
I
about to say
love
I could
Johnu. I love Johnu's ADP, man. There's something the tight end too last year. He's not even 30 years old yet. Johnu isn't. So I mean Pat Fryermuth. I still like a couple of these tight ends down here.
so I so what you think? I say we roll Stafford, kind of seals up our third quarterback. Got a little Devontae stack with it.
Yeah,
That's
let's
gonna
do
be
that.
that.
Let's do that.
I, I wonder where Devontae and Stafford are going in best ball. It might be that best ball stack this year.
It might
I'm
be
not. Um,
Puka Stafford stack.
yeah.
Anthony Richardson
Well,
has dropped off a cliff. He's going in the 11th round in this rookie draft right now. I mean, it don't. There ain't a bigger fall from grace than that
hell
coming
no.
from last year.
And I know back in the day, uh, people. If you listen to an old episode, we did the Crew versus Twitter, and one of our big wins was everybody being high on Anthony Richardson and me and you not being high on Anthony Richardson. That feels like one of the best
Not at all.
takes we've had since we've been doing this thing, Kraft, man.
Something about it. Him and Will Levis, man, that QB class that year, we were completely out on them two guys, and they got drafted extremely early. Well, Will Levis went in the second, but Richardson going that high, it was like, man. Like
Yeah.
the upside, but he ended up just being the quarterback that he was in college, which is one that doesn't complete many passes. So, all right, 12th round. This is where it gets down to the nitty gritty, but there's still some good players on the board. I mean, I like what we're looking at here. This is kind of where I like to just build wide receivers, but we still need our tight end. You got Evan Ingram there. Evan Ingram's really the only. Dallas Goedert, not a bad pick. What are you thinking, Matt?
I think go. Yeah, I would probably go tight end right here, but I do want to say I'm not. I see like guys like Calvin Ridley right here and Rashad White down here in round 12, and I would do that in most scenarios with these guys. Like I feel like those guys could definitely help you win now. Even Rashad White. I mean, think about how high he was going last year. You're getting him in the 12th round. He'll have a role on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at some point, but I mean, it just depends on what you want to do right here, Kraft man. If you want to address the tight end situation, you want to punt it another round, because you're right. There's guys like, I would say this no matter what your build is. There's guys down here with draft capital, way down here with some decent draft capital that could, like Noel for Houston, Kyle Williams for New England. I would never steer away from building my teams with guys with potential, but we're in a win now mode type deal. So
Yeah, the only other pushback I'd have, I do like Calvin Ridley here. If Cam Ward's a decent quarterback, Calvin Ridley's the wide receiver one on the team, so
right.
he could have a good year. The only question I want to ask you is, we're with Justin Fields. We might have a quarterback that might play 1 year. Stafford, we got 1 year. Would you take the chance on Tyler Shuck or get Geno here? Go ahead and get the QB room completely done. We probably wouldn't draft a quarterback the rest of the entire draft after we make this pick if we did that. But I think they should fall back to us. So we can go Ridley here and then come back and grab a QB if you want to do that.
Yeah, I say grab Ridley right here. I hear that clock ticking behind us.
Hey, trying to get us going. We still ain't got a tight end.
Still ain't got a tight end, man. Fuck those tight ends. All right, well, Kraft. I mean, hey, we got the quarterback still right where we want him. If we want to take a shot at one of these, my only thing was with Shuck is I literally don't think it's going to work out. I think if you're drafting Shuck, you're drafting him to trade him for more value, just to try to win the value. Like, he's going to start this year. Somebody's going to need a quarterback at some point. If I could draft this guy in the what round are we in? 13th round, and then flip him for a couple seconds later on. I'm all for that kind of dynasty move right there. So that's just like a different style.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not really opposed to going Geno. I'm not opposed to going Rashad White. I'm not opposed to going. Well, we getting down in that. We getting down in that
Tank
stanky. That stank.
Bigsby.
Yeah. So I mean, then we get to them little tight ends. Heck, even Stephon Diggs is down there. I ain't even. Heck, Stephon Diggs might get it rolling with Drake May. He looked pretty good last year before he got fucked up. So, he was playing with Stroud too, though. So, but
Well, I say let's grab our tight end. Unless you want to, I'm between tight end and Geno. Right here.
My question is what's the tight end? I mean, how do you feel about Cole Kmet? They just drafted a tight end at the top 10.
Well, I don't want Kmet. I would probably say Goddard, and then I really want Terrence Ferguson for the Rams later on.
Right.
I mean, even Chiga Okonkwo, Tennessee didn't address that tight end room, and I mean we got Ridley. That might be too much for the Titans, but in a 26 round draft, I don't think it's a bad deal to have two players on the same team. This ain't redraft, so
you're right. Yeah, go ahead and get that tight end, Kraft, man. Let's go ahead and
get Goddard here.
Yeah, might as well.
What do you feel about Ben Sinnott maybe being the tight end for the future with Commanders if Zach Ertz ever leaves? We hadn't even seen Zach Ertz on this list. I don't think he's gone yet. So, where is he? Oh God, he's way down here. You talk about a 1-year fill-in at tight end, Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
In like your very late rounds, we're not going to do that right here, but he's way down the list.
Yeah.
Get Ben Sinnott and now you got Brenton Strange. He's got a starting job this year.
Yeah. Hey,
later,
I feel like we
Mike
have a bunch of
Gesicki.
great options.
Mike Gesicki, he's got a starting job this year.
Hey, so for those out there listening, me and the Kraft, man, we did just punt tight end in this startup draft, and we still feel good about our options and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm all for it, Kraft, man. Look, I would just say a lot of these leagues that are tight end premium, go ahead and stack you up some tight ends at the end. Some of these lower end tight ends, especially if you're not going to get the top, 3. Well, really, it's top 2 for me at this point. But if you don't get the top 3 or 4, something like that, I'm always down to punt tight end, So, but Kraft, man, I mean, we've pretty much did what we had to do. Is there anything you'd want to add as far as like, we're obviously in win now mode, but now we're getting down to where maybe it won't make a difference. Well, I mean, like I see guys like Darnell Mooney. Me and you, we've picked up Mooney in the past to help us win. But just because you're trying to win now, don't mean you can't get some young players. So. Young players, tight ends. There's a lot of ways you can, 28 rounds or whatever. You got to fill it out how you can. Craftman, anything you'd like to add to, the strategy of winning now or just start up mock drafts in general?
Well, really, when you're doing drafts like these, you don't want to go completely in one direction or completely in the other. I feel like the best dynasty teams are the teams that just take the value that's on the board, kind of fill out what the league is doing. And if you go into your draft saying, I'm going to draft all vets, and then everybody else is drafting off their redraft rankings, just killing veterans and killing, drafting Saquon over Genty and stuff like this and going for it, then you just have to adjust and take the value that's there. And I don't really ever even go into a draft saying that I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. It's just I would prefer to try to win in the first year, but I build my team. I try to build my team like an NFL team would. You got to have your mix of veterans. You got to have your mix of young guys, young talent, like prospects, and that's kind of how I roll every dynasty draft that I do.
Couldn't agree with you more. I mean, I'm with you. I've never, not one time, went to the draft saying I'm going to do this and that. I just go with the flow, and then, we did that one startup Doo Dynasty. Like I wasn't really expecting to do a 1 year punt, but it just kind of worked that way. You know, it started getting these young wide receivers, younger quarterback. It just kind of works out that way. So yeah, Craftman's right. I say just go with the flow, especially if there's people in that draft that are insistent on, yo, I'm gonna win now. I'm gonna get these guys. Sometimes it's just good to zig while everybody's zagging. You know what I mean?
Exactly. We got this timer going off in our heads right here. I was gonna try to pause the draft, but we're just gonna let it draft forward.
Mason Taylor gave us a tight end.
He gave us a tight end.
It knew we needed a knee, but all right, crap man, let's end this draft. For the good people out there, this is what we did. Come check us out on YouTube if you really want to see the board. Otherwise, thank y'all for listening to the podcast. Share the show. Crap man, what you got to say?
Hey, you said everything we needed. Share the show. Don't be a host. Share the show. And thanks for listening to us, everybody who's been with us for a long time. We appreciate it. And come talk to us about getting in a dynasty league with us. We're getting it going. We're getting it rolling. So, just excited that it's that time of year again.
And, we got this one Dynasty League field, but me and Craftman, we're going to do some things. We like to try to set up some best balls. If you don't, a lot of people might not even know what best ball is, but come play best ball with us. I'm going to try my best to get us a redraft league going on this year with with anybody who wants to play with us. So, yeah, dude, message us on YouTube or if you listen to us on Spotify or Apple, send us a little message on there. I'll see those too. And come play some fantasy football with us. Other than that, I ain't got nothing else to say.
No, man. I think we're good.
Well, fuck it then. We out.
Peace.